Hey there, my name is Nadernejad. I make videos for people moving to Canada as well as international students and people interested in coming here, becoming successful, and launching up like a rocket. In today's video, we're going to be talking about buying a new car, which is really exciting. Everyone loves to buy new cars. I've compiled some information for you, researched this heavily. I drive in Ontario, not in Halifax, which is where I'm at right now, but I have a lot of driving experience and I know a little bit about, buying cars. So before you buy a car, this is a really important thing. You want to research vehicles as much as possible. You don't want to be walking into this blindly. My number one tip is making sure you have the best research available, which is why I wanted to take some time before making this video for you. So you want to check online, you want to do price matching, you want to go to dealer.com, you want to check all these different websites and find out, first of all, what car do you want? That's the first thing. What car do you want and what suits your needs? Don't walk into it blindly. Have an idea of the type of car you want. And then you want to search online and look everywhere. So once you have a good idea of what places are offering, then you can actually pinpoint your top 3 to 5 locations that you want to go and check out. So again, your car, have that idea first, and then do your research online. Now, once you've done that, you actually want to decide two things, and this is very linear. Do you want to get a loan? So do you want to actually get a loan to pay for your car? Are you going to pay for it outright in cash? Or are you going to lease a car? So if you have enough money to buy the car outright, whether that's new or used, which is another thing you should consider, I recommend getting a used car unless you truly want a new car. So that's just linear for me. Always get a used car because you can have something that just simply drove off the lot and lost like $5,000 in value instantly, and you save $5,000. So for that reason, I would go and get, a slightly older car. But you need to know that. Once you know that, you want to say, okay, am I going to lease this car? So am I going to, pay monthly to not own this car, but to just rent it? And you're still responsible for maintenance here in Canada. So if you just rent a car or lease a car, you are responsible for the maintenance of that car. So that's one option. That might save you money over time, or if you just want the car for like a 6 to 8 month period or for a couple of years, but you don't want the responsibility of owning a car, then you may want to lease. But again, you want to do calculations and see what's going to save you the most money over time. So you need to figure it out. Are you going to lease your car? And if you're going to own your car, are you going to get a loan from a bank? So you're going to actually have to have some credit history here in Canada. You're going to need a credit card. You're going to need some information and documentation if you want that loan. Now, if you don't want a loan, you can just pay for your car outright in cash. But you need to know which one you're doing, and you need to write that down now. Throughout this video, if you grab a pen and paper, it may also help you to write down some of the information that I'm teaching you right now. And another one, you need to know how much you can afford for a monthly car payment. So you don't want to just say, okay, I need to come up with $600. How am I going to do that? No. You need to actually figure out how much can you afford a month for a car. Because you need to pay for insurance, and we're going to get to that. And you also need to think about, how much money can you actually shell out to pay for this car. Because if you're getting a loan, you're going to need to pay either bi-weekly or monthly, or maybe even in some rare cases bi-monthly, to pay that car off before you actually truly own it. So in that case, you need to know how much you can afford. So find out all those budgetary things, figure out what you have, and then when you know what car you're getting, how much you can afford, and you know where you're going, you need to get an insurance quote. In Canada, insurance can be extremely pricey, and you need insurance to drive a car. You cannot forego insurance and drive a car. So you need to look at some of the best places to get insurance. I'm not going to shout out any insurance companies right now. For the most part, as long as you go with, a reputable insurance company, you're not going to have any problems. But there's no insurance companies that sponsor this channel, and there's nobody I outright recommend to be the best. Again, if you have questions, drop them below. But that's from my insight. That's drawing from my insight. And I think if you just look for an insurance company and compare rates, you should be fine. Now, before you actually get the vehicle, this one is huge, and it's minor, and a lot of people, don't think of this. What you want to do is test drive the vehicle. When you go to the dealership, don't let them just sell you something and grab it because it seems like a best deal. Go and ask them. Say, hey, I want to test drive your vehicle, otherwise I'm not going to buy it. So obviously tell them politely, keep your deals, but always test drive the vehicle before buying the vehicle, because you might get in the car, there might be something wrong with it, you might not like the feel of it, you might not just like, you know, the level of the car, you might want something higher up or something lower down. So definitely test drive your vehicle, and then if you need to get a loan, go and get a pre-approved loan from your branch, from your bank. But before you get a loan, make sure you're not overextending yourself. If you really require a car, okay, I get it. You know, you can't just live debt free, but if you can avoid getting a loan, if you can pay for your car in cash, then I highly recommend it. Even getting a used car, test driving it, using my tips, using my insurance tips, comparing around, but finding a used car, like I recommended, is huge. And one last thing, whether you're going to buy from a person or a dealership. Now, you're going to have a little bit more guarantees with a dealership. They might service your vehicle, they might give you free servicing maybe once, they might you know, do some inspections, you know, yearly. Sometimes they come with perks. You will probably be lower risk, but it will be more expensive. So I would compare. I would see what the dealership itself offers. I would see how trustable this person is. Do they have all their documentation? Do they have vehicle registration? Check for these things before buying from a person. But also see, am I going to buy from a person, or am I going to be buying from a dealership? And those are my last tips. So when you're buying a car in Canada, you need to consider all those things. If you didn't catch everything, go and write it down. These videos are made for you to actually write down and take notes, so we can just chat. It's not meant to be like listicle style. This is you and I, me helping you here in Canada. So go ahead, do that. Let me know if you have any more questions. I'm always here to help, and be sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Thank you for watching.